Now, this guy, on the other hand, someone had sent this to me, and the reason I'm showing it now is because really I'm going to ask for your guys' help. Now, I don't know who this guy is, his name. I don't know anything about the video. It was an upload for me from somebody else. I don't know where where you could find it, if it's on YouTube or what. I don't even know who the guy's name is. The guy who sent it to me said he didn't know who the guy's name was and asking if it was real, legitimate, or what. Look what he's doing. So, like, some kind of, it's not like chi, it's not like electricity, or anything like that. It's like he's like a pyrokinesis wannabe or something. It sounds like they're Russian, or something like that, like Ukrainian, Eastern European or something. So, I need some help. So, debunk, if you're out there, come take a look at this. Smooth Virus, come take a look at this. Tell me what you guys think. See if you guys can't dig up anything on this guy, if you guys know anything. Now, when I first saw this, I was really fucking impressed when I saw that. But as the video kept going, and it was long, I'm just telling you, something is not right. What's he making the noise for? And hear that phone too? He gets up. And he answered the phone. But like he still melted this cup. Now this is what I don't like. Look here. These are the little things you have to look for. Bam. See that? See how he tapped that right there? And he gives it to him. And, why is he asking him to investigate it like he's a fucking performer, like a fucking, a magician would? See, I don't like that. It's little things like that what I would instantly, I would be like, something's up. And believe me, I'm always looking for the red flag. See, what the fuck is that? And that's another thing. Well, you'll just miss it there. But he'll do it again. He's like adamant that they look at this or like, check that out. Isn't that cool that I did that? So amazing, I guess. I don't know what he was trying to do here. Now, see right there, he's doing it again. You guys notice that? Just instantly, I pick up on that fucking instantly. Look at the way he's pointing at it with his hand, his finger. Okay? That just reminds me of how a magician uses little signs to signal your brain to look there, to cause like misdirection, like he doesn't want him to look somewhere else. I don't like that, how he's pointing at it. That's how like performers and magicians like to confuse people. It's like he's pulling up his sleeves and stuff. Like, look, I ain't got nothing up my sleeve. This is weird too now. Now notice how his hand stopped shaking. He stopped shaking it. Like he didn't need to shake it for some reason. Why did he stop that? You know, and he has cups everywhere and balloons for his like demonstrations, I guess. Weird. Now, like this right here. Look, he's up there spinning around. What the fuck is this guy doing? Now, this is where it gets me, dude. This is what I love. Watch this. Fucking phone rings again. He answers it while he's spinning around. Like, what is he, a drug dealer? He's got clientele. What's going on there? I'm gonna be straight up with you guys. I'm not buying it from him. I just get my read on people, and something is not right. How it's being done, I don't fucking know. That's really difficult to say. I mean, you know, is it something like on the cups? I mean, that would be kind of hard because the timing and everything, you know. I mean, if I was going to do it, something like that, I would like try to set up like an infrared, you know, like a infrared laser, like one of the ones you build from a hard drive from like an Xbox. You know how powerful those ones are. So even though like these pictures we're looking at right here show giant red beam lasers, they don't have to be. You can take out the filter and it would just be invisible. It would just be like an invisible beam. I think something like that could work because like look at like he's like in the same area. Like every time like the object that he's trying to burn is always in like the same place in certain parts of the house, you know. He's right there again trying to burn the paper. He's in the same pathway. So, I mean, where it could be coming from or whatever, I don't know. And how he's like stopping him from like burning him too, I'm not sure. But something's not fucking right about it. There's just too many things. The spinning around, the tapping of the cups, the finger pointing, you know, the making of the noise, the moving his hand and then doing it again but not moving his hand and not making the noise. It just... I don't trust it, you know, but I don't know who the fuck this is. I have no idea who this guy is. He just sounds like he's speaking like Russian or something. So, I don't know. But anyone out there who wants to help me find this out, man, I would appreciate your guys' help. You know, I have an open mind, but not so open my brains fall out. And if something catches me wrong, it's just one little detail is not right, man. I'm all over that shit. And something just isn't right. But, of course, I do have an open mind. And so... you know, it could be completely legit and I could just totally be, you know, overthinking everything. So, I don't know. But, I mean, so far, well, you guys know what I think. I'm not really buying it. So, but let's continue. So now we're going to be looking at the power of the mind. And I think that's really important. I think there's a good connection or an argument to be made that extraterrestrials who people have claimed use telepathic abilities and stuff like that. Look at this. This is a clinical study too. All right. A therapist was working with an autistic girl, this 11-year-old girl, and she can't speak. You know, she's autistic. She can't like take care of herself. But she can type stuff like when, you know, to answer you. So she's kind of like a savant, I think, in this sense that she was giving answers to questions that she couldn't have possibly known the answer to. And it was only because the person asking the question knew the answer. You see, so it was like the therapist was like, it's like she's reading my mind, and asked another friend, another therapist, to come and do a session with her. And they found the same kind of results, and they were both fascinated by it. And so they called up this neuropsychiatrist, and they came and did this study on her. And look, she's doing right now. The therapist on the right is looking at this whole number, this equation right here, and the little girl is just putting in what numbers she thinks is, that she's thinking of. So she's trying to guess what number she's looking at, and she's fucking nailing every single number. It's like she did the total, the sum, everything. She did the whole equation. She just did the whole thing out. I mean, is that nuts or what? She can't even speak. It's funny because the therapist asked her, how did you know what I was thinking of? And one of her first sessions, and the little girl wrote back to her, I saw the numerators and denominators inside of your head. I mean, that would be so spooky. Now look at these pictures, they're flashing by. Every time you see something in red, that's what she got wrong. I mean, she's so fucking good, dude. And they had a barrier between them and everything, Now, this is another guy with incredible brain power, Daniel Tammet. He wrote this awesome book I read a while ago called Born on a Blue Day. You guys should definitely check it out. I never really thought about the title before until this very second, but I guess that makes sense. I'll explain it in a little bit. So, he is a high-functioning savant, and he's also has synesthesia, all right? So, look at these numbers right here. Every shape represents a number. You see that? So that 4 looks like a little flying delta. That's what he sees in his mind. When he hears numbers, each number has its own shape, its own size, its own color, and its own texture. So every time he hears a certain number, like every time he hears the number 4, he sees like this little flying delta, this little green flying delta or whatever. Now here, they gave him an equation or whatever, and it's like 53 and 131. I don't know if it's times or whatever the fuck it is, but they have certain shapes to them, all right? And then the space that's in between the shapes makes its own shape and adds its own color to it, giving him the answer. He doesn't know how he does the math because he can't just do math. He's a high-functioning savant, and has, autism, Asperger's disease, and synesthesia. So that's pi. When he hears the number pi in his head, this is what he sees. Because each number has its own little shape, color, and texture and size, and he adds everyone together, and this is what pi comes out to. It's like the world. It's like a landscape of the world. I mean, it's amazing. So they give him that 53 times 131. See, so he's got the two shapes. That's what a 53 makes. And 131, it makes a certain size. It's rounded, looks like an hourglass. And now it has a new shape that gets made in the middle, you see? And that new shape gives him the sum. It gives him the total. There's his answer. He doesn't add it up. He doesn't count it. Like this is the number 9. It's a giant blue hourglass. That's the number 4. Look at the number 10. It looks like a metallic puddle. Isn't that fucking cool? That's how he sees the world. And so when he hears the number pi, which is never ending, it shows him a picture of the whole world. He is so incredible. He has such an incredible mind, all right, that he did a record. I don't know if he still holds the record. I'm sure he does. He named pi for 25,000 places. Okay, 25,000 digits. He recited pi all the way to 25,000. I mean, is that fucking incredible? He didn't miss a single number. And he could just keep going. I bet he could have kept going, but he had been reciting for 5 hours, just 6, 1, 2, 9, 4, wait, just kept fucking going for fucking 5 hours or something, or 10 hours, something ridiculous. But also, he speaks 11 different languages. Now, although he's from, he's English or whatever, his accent doesn't sound English because he speaks 11 different languages fluently. So he has like his own accent. It's really fucking weird, man. He can't do simple things like he can't drive himself anywhere because how he sees the world, how everything is so jumbled around. He sees all the colors and images and everything. He would just, it's not safe to drive, you know. He's open homosexual. I don't see why that's important at all, but I figured I'd just throw it in there. He's a vegetarian, shit like that. And what I think is really interesting is the fact that he has synesthesia. Synesthesia is a neurological disorder where the connections in the brain get crisscrossed. So he will hear a sound and it will cause him to see a color, and vice versa. Like, you know, all his senses are all mixed up. And so we know that synesthesia exists. We know it's an absolute medical fact or whatever. So if the connections can get rewired and messed up and cause stuff like that, you know, what else would it cause? Like, we know that it affects all 5 of your senses. So if they were all really switched around, you know, would it not cause you to be able to possibly have another sense, you know, or to cause you to be able to do something else? Like, we know how much the human body creates electricity just naturally. We know that when we go into cardiac arrest, it's because of electrical impulse in your heart, in your chest or whatever. It's not firing properly. That's what causes cardiac arrest, which is why when we use a defibrillator, it's like an electrical shock. You know what I'm talking about, the little paddle things, you know, clear, beam, you know, fucking things. It's an electric shock. That's what happens. You have to jumpstart it again to keep them out of going into cardiac arrest. So we know shit like that. So I could see stuff with people being able to meditate and concentrate and use what they call chi, you know, being able to tap into that natural current that you produce. And possibly that if extraterrestrials did in fact abduct Valerie or whatever, he could, you know, they could have done something to him to possibly allow him to have that kind of ability, and in fact even more, you know, so he doesn't feel pain or anything like that, you know. All right, while we're on the topic of savants and synesthesia and stuff like that, I'm just gonna throw something out there real quick. You saw how Daniel would write, you know, each number had a certain shape and color, whatever, you know, when he hears sound, you know, hears stuff, he sees stuff, shit like that. So, you know, synesthesia. What if it was in fact somebody, you know, people who have synesthesia that created language? Does that make any sense to anybody? I mean, it's something I just thought of, but I mean, let's think about that for a second. So you don't have there is no language or anything. There's no writing or anything like that. But then you have someone who's born who has synesthesia. And so he's hearing sounds and he's seeing shapes in his mind. So what does he do? He draws these shapes. And so now he says, oh, see this shape? It represents this sound. You see that? That shape makes this kind of sound. This shape makes a buh sound. I don't know why, but that's what it does. And so is it possible that it was because of synesthesia that language developed? I mean, it really seems like that that is like the answer. I mean, I know I'm just throwing it out there and I literally just thought about it, but I mean, you know, and linguistics is a complicated subject. But I think something like this makes it so uncomplicated and so ridiculously easy that it might have just been overlooked. Could it not have come from someone with synesthesia? In fact, all over the planet. So every time a civilization developed their own language or whatever, their own written language, it was because of a synesthesia. I mean, look at the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Okay, look at the Mayan. Look at their text and everything. Now, the Mayan had all kinds of crazy hieroglyphic writing. Also, they had insanely large numbers, way bigger than our numbers today. You know, they spoke in terms of like 20 million times 20 trillion times 20 billion. Like, I mean, their fucking Bach tunes and all that shit their numbers are ridiculously long. So it seems like someone, with those weird shapes and everything, that someone who had synesthesia had, mixed up and helped create the language. It would give them the drive and the focus to sit down and do it. And they would have the sound, they would hear the sound, they'd make the sound, they'd see the shape, and then they would draw it out. And then they would explain, they could show people that they could read, and then everybody else would catch on. I don't know, it's just a theory. I'm not, it's not like I studied linguistics or anything, so I really don't fucking know, but, oh, fuck, this video is fucking long. Shit. Why don't you guys tell me? God damn it. I don't know. Maybe I should just cut this video in half or something. I'd like play it in 2 parts, or I don't know. I want to keep people entertained. I don't want to have you guys fucking bored leaving my shit. But all right. Well, I think I'm good for today. We're gonna go ahead and call this good for now. All right. All right, you guys. UFO proof out.